so I'm a bit teary today. It's already started. Good to be with you. And it's a bummer that Zoom isn't working. Tammy was going to join us by Zoom because I'll be remembering and honoring Lynn in a little bit. So before we begin on the topic today, sitting as Christ, to live as Christ, I would like to take a moment to remember two souls who were very integral in this church. Aurelia and Lynn Harms. So Aurelia transitioned in June. She extended her light and her heart juice endlessly. In my view, she lived awake and transitioned awake and was a true example of a master teacher and a master student. When I first met Aurelia over 10 years ago, I immediately felt her loving presence. She was my sister, my friend, my healer, my mentor. I am grateful and blessed to have walked beside her. Her presence touched endless souls as her energetic heartprint ran deep and wide on this planet and will continue to do so. I loved her. I still do. So I'm also called to remember Lynn Harms, who just passed away a few weeks ago. A gentle soul with a gentle touch. A gentle heart that was felt deeply when you looked into his eyes. The last time I saw Lynn was a few years ago at a farewell gathering when he and Tammy were preparing to move from Colorado. What is still energetically very alive in me is the hug that he gave me. I remember pausing when he gave it to me. It was grounded in presence and love, and I still feel it today. I extend blessings to his soul as his journey continues, and to Tammy as she moves through the loss of her beloved, and to his family as they embrace the loss of this sweet human. So today, I'm dedicating our time together and this talk to Aurelia and Lynn. Their human presence will be deeply missed, and their presence live in our hearts. So now we begin the talk. I have found through the years of guiding and extending my gifts to many as a light worker and a way shower that simplicity has a profound impact on one's healing journey. It is my intention today to continue to share with simplicity, inviting a resting and a softening within our hearts. What may be true for most of us is that there is a willingness and an openingness that lead to transformation, experiences that will lovingly support our path in this lifetime. During these uncertain times, the catalyst for change to take hold will be guided from our hearts, our sacred hearts, and not from the mind of the egoic personality. So the topic today is sitting as Christ, to live as Christ. When I shared this with my friend, he asked me, well, what does that mean? So before I answered him, I took a moment to be with his question and to hear what my response would be. In the pause, I realized there were no thoughts, no words to respond to him, but rather what was revealed was this depth of quiet and stillness within me. I dropped into this space, this energetic, very quickly, simply by being present with the words. just sitting as Christ. Now, as I use the term Christ today in my talk, I am speaking of a state of being rather than referring specifically to Yeshua. However, his energy and essence are woven throughout this talk. He was anointed as the Christ, the awakened one, to show us the way to be fully realized. He reminded us that we are not separate from him, that he is our brother. Each of us carries this Christ consciousness within us, a divine potential waiting to be realized. For me, the truth, there are no words to describe what this means, but rather it is a felt quality, a state of being when one sits in, rests in this space, and more importantly, embodies Christ's mind. To live from this sacred place of vast emptiness, yet nothing holy, is the truth of our existence. From what I have experienced, is to feel this sense of vast emptiness, yet also feel a great sense of fulfillment. It is for for us to move from the mind that is cluttered, full of thinking, to a heart center that is the portal of the purity of love. This invitation to sit as Christ, to live as Christ, is not realized by the intellect, the ego, our personality, which is fed from a mind, usually of fear, but rather a journey to the heart that allows us to begin to cultivate this energetic frequency, if you will, as stillness and inner peace, to feel harmonious within and all that there is. So we're going to just play with this a little bit. And Penny, can your happy fingers join me? Oh, sure. Cool. Join all of us, I guess. Yay, Penny! Woohoo! Woohoo, Penny! Got to wipe my nose here. So we're just going to play with this a little bit, a little meditation, if you will, and I'll be taking and sharing some of the readings from The Way of Mastery, which is a channeled book, and it's the voice of Yeshua. So prepare however you would like, being very mindful of the body, eyes closed, soft gaze, and just taking this few minutes, this practice of sitting in the chair exactly where you are. You're an infinite creator of exactly what you are experiencing in your emotional field. Just that, just sitting. You might even want to play with what it will feel like to just sit there as Christ. An invitation. And again, it is felt. It is not thought about, well, what is Christ? So resting in your hearts, whatever you choose, whatever you like to experience, you have a choice, a conscious choice, to be still, to breathe with the breath of spirit flowing through you and extending out, to be with yourself and decide how you would like to experience yourself. Will you sit with a mind of worry or a mind full of peace? A mind thinking of all things that you could be doing right now, or a mind that marvels at how the weight of the body feels pressing against the chair that you're sitting in right now. A mind that creates tension, or a mind that creates comfort. and peace, enlivening, evoking what is already in you. I and my Father are one, and it's a beautiful day. And I manifested this physical form that we're sitting in right now. How amazing this moment is. Just sitting here, and I feel my heart beating in the body and flowing through it. The sound of the music. I'm glad I've called it to myself. What beautiful thoughts can I think right now? And how can I send love out to all that there is? Just sitting. 5 minutes as Christ, evoking what is truly within you, here and now. Thank you, sweet Penny. So let us come back or not. So engaging, sitting as Christ is to connect with God, divine source, any name that you want to put to something that, I don't know, it's hard to put a name to. It's a direct communication with source. It cultivates a profound presence to soften, which dissolves an inner urgency. With a level of devotion, it will slow down and quiet the overthinking mind, allowing us to observe our thoughts and not be distracted by them. This practice opens up a sense of expansiveness within, helping us to experience what it truly means to embody the Christed within. It can be considered sacred medicine, especially during these turbulent times as long-standing structures and institutions are being dismantled, where uncertainty feels like it's on steroids, and fear of the unknown is really heightened. A while ago, I came across a quote that resonated with me deeply, and it's this: where do I go when there's no place to go? This question stayed with me, and I reflected on the turmoil unfolding in the US and around the world. In response, I felt myself drawn inward, embracing stillness and quietude, while focusing on enhancing my self-exploration. A sense of complete and unconditional love and self-acceptance is cultivated in this existence, ultimately unfolding the connection with God or divinity. This is where I go when there's no place to go or I'm feeling a sense of loss or overwhelm, to no longer be distracted by the turbulence that is taking place right now. In my stillness, as my stillness deepened over the past 5 years, it has allowed me to unplug and not be distracted by the so-called powers that be in the mainstream media that feeds the fear that keeps us frozen. It was very clear that the outer distractions, yeah, they're destructive too, did not nourish me in any way. And earlier this year, while meditating, I invited Yeshua to join me. And during this meditation, I received a message. And the message was to hold gatherings called Sitting as Christ. Now, this wasn't new to me. I first encountered this phrase many years ago in the channeled book, The Way of Mastery. And the lessons in this book are the voice of Yeshua, which includes a lesson about sitting 5 minutes a day, birthing the mind of Christ, which we kind of had a little taste of earlier on. So I sat with this message to understand the guidance that I received to hold sacred gatherings called Sitting as Christ. And this is what came through. And as I read this, you may want to listen from your heart, not from your head, but to feel the words that came through. And this is what was shared with me. Dear ones, I'm always with you. Your uncertainty, doubt, not worthy to receive me, will not hinder my presence with you. You and all of humanity are in a time of rebirth, resurrection, and remembering the source of who you truly are. I am your brother. I am your friend. I walk beside you, living the way to show you the way. It takes a pinch of willingness to begin, to continue to deepen the awakening of Christ that is waiting to be realized during this lifetime. You, like me and many other ascended beings, are the sacred cup, the chalice, the source to walk as I walked on this earth thousands of years ago. So let us commune together. Let us commune together. Surrendering and resting in the arms of God. Your devotion, this pinch of willingness to awaken the Christ within, is being called upon now. Walking on this earth, but not of this earth, will rise all of humanity. A significant conscious shift for all to be the next coming of Christ in the here and now. La alam, amin, amen. So after I received that, I was kind of with it for a few days. I'm like, okay, what does this all mean? So I asked, what's the purpose or the focus of these gatherings? And once again, when I read this, if you could listen from your heart, you may hear it differently. So I was still and I listened. And this is what I heard. Like, what's the purpose of these gatherings, these sacred gatherings? We gather to cultivate holy space within ourselves and throughout the field of existence. Rest, dear ones, when sitting as Christ. Reside in the state with a softness and a melting away the veils that keep us separate. So this is how birthing the sacred gatherings began. They began in the spring of this year, called Sitting as Christ, to live as Christ. If this calls to you or touches you in any way, please let me know after the service. So now there are many ways and practices to expand our awareness, and what we do with that awareness can move us from the egoic mind to the harmonic heart to evoke the Christos within. And here are a few suggestions to consider that may invite a shift that opens unexpected, limitless possibilities within you. No in particular order, so. Cultivate complete and unconditional love and self-acceptance. It's a very strong, profound foundation within you. Notice where you're placing your attention. Whatever it is, ask yourself, is this nourishing me or is this depleting me? Bless all that there is. Imagine. It's a pathway that shifts from a dualistic view to a unitive existence. Notice how you speak to yourself. and to others. Notice the words you choose to communicate. Notice your actions, your beliefs, behaviors, and notice the energy behind them. Trust your intuition. Do not ignore or dismiss it, especially because you are feared to be judged. When you don't know where to go, or you're kind of lost in the turmoil, a beautiful thing that you could follow is your breath. Being still. I call it the sacred pause, where you just take that moment to be still, to collect yourself, to again be fully grounded, embodied in your form, and simply follow the breath. In Aramaic, the word breath means spirit. So you're connecting with spirit and the rhythm when you're with the flow of the inhale and exhale. So I'll close with these gems. Make friends with the unknown. Trust and surrender allow miracles to unfold. And our existence matters as you and I individually are part of the whole. So consider sitting as Christ to live as Christ, cultivated through stillness as a significant action to evoke your inner peace that will support all of humanity's awakening. And to answer the questions, if they arise, where do I go when there's no place to go? Or what do I do when I don't know what to do? As I move through this time of uncertainty and great awakening, I return to the breath. I sit in stillness and cultivate the Christed one within me. Blessings, everyone. Namaste. Thank you. Blessings.